Leading is more often used when you have, this is not a paragraph, but it's multiple lines of text. On a poster, it could be the location and dates and ticket prices and the times of the performance. So when you type those out and then hit return for the new line and type the next line and continue to do that, and always remember when you select this, it may be justified left or right, that's left, this is right. But we can always switch the justification using these align tools here. But I just want to show you once again, when I hold down Option and hit the down arrow, I'm going to open up the leading. We're going to increase the leading, and you can see these numbers change right over here. And we can decrease the leading. Now, where did this start out? Let's say you can't remember and you don't want to undo a whole bunch of times and you haven't saved. Well, this works in a lot of programs. File, Revert. And this will take you back to the last saved version of this, so we have preserved the original. Now, what if you wanted to separate out, you wanted to keep this leading consistent, but you wanted to open it up, say, in between stanzas, in between these double pair of lines? Well, I'm going to double click, and you start here after the last letter and come down, but don't select the whole thing, just select a little piece of this, so that you're talking about the space between these two lines. And now I can hold Option down arrow to increase slightly, or I can just come over here and say, what about 160? And hit return. And then you can do that again. So this is a way to control, perfectly control the spacing between these lines. And you'll be using this strategy in posters. Last year, kids were working with a lot of individual lines. We're going to use typography skills this year. So you can see, now we have, these are perfectly spaced. We have consistent leading between each of the two lines, and then consistent leading between each of the stanzas. Got it? So leading is your friend, as is kerning and tracking. And notice when I select this, I tightened up the leading. I actually set it to -20 when I produced this. Back here, File, Revert again, and always remember that that's at your fingertips. So just know, I resized this on this poster. That's why we got a screwy number here and here. I like to stick with whole numbers generally, but hey, stuff happens. But just know I did tighten up the default tracking. I think I called that something different a minute ago. But the default tracking, the space between all the letters in the lines. There you go. And that, in a nutshell, is leading. There's a lot more to it, but those are the basic skills I want to see you using from this point forward.